Okay, great. Look at
All
this. Can
right.
you guys see my screen?
That's yes, we can see it. Let's see if we can hear it.
Fuck. All right, well, here we go. I'm just gonna play song.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Good night. Holy
Great
shit.
work.
Wow, what an
Great
adventure.
work.
I can't believe we fucking figured that out. Whew. All right, you guys ready to do some 80/20 here? Fucking dive in. That was
This
easy.
is this is exactly what everyone probably needed to go through to understand that like editing isn't always fucking perfect and you just got to keep grinding through until you
Yep,
make it work.
yep.
So that was
That's
a good
right.
journey. I will
Editing.
mention this. Goose, make sure you hit record.
Oh, was it not recording? I think it's recording.
Oh, is it recording? Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
I think it
Yeah,
is.
it's recording.
Yeah, so
Just
everyone
to
keep
make
your hands
sure.
up.
Just the safety check.
Yep, good check. Yeah, we just got to have that SOP list of things you're
Oh,
doing.
all right, I'm gonna make a coffee. I'll be listening in the
All right,
background.
perfect. All right, you dudes. So, yeah, as Ryan said, it's a very good point on like, luckily when you're editing, it's usually not quite this difficult. Maybe at the beginning when you're like putting all those things together, but I'm sure most of us have dabbled in it at some point. But the video thing, those softwares, they're always changing. So, what you experience, that like misery and trouble, that just happens. It just fucking happens. So, let's go back to where we were. Now, because I'm looking for more of that energy, the playful, the fun, the happy, this is a retention video. So I want people to not feel somber. I want them to be like, you know what? You're right. I am going to give it another shot. So we've got options like this one. We also have these. This one could be a little bit dubious, like someone's about to steal something of yours, or you're about to steal something of theirs. This one's good. This one's also good. I almost went with this one because it's like kind of exciting, but the downside is at the end here, there's a shitty end. It's not even the right note. I don't know what happened with that. Anyways, what I landed on was this one called the Silly Walk. Silly, where the fuck is that? The Silly Walk. As you all heard, and then at the end, it ends with it. Beautiful. It's nice. I feel like I just watched a really good movie. So remember, the video is like this,
Hey, I didn't see you there. Well, it looks like you're taking off.
and it's 1 minute long. So we're gonna drop this bad boy in there, and right off the bat, and right when I turn around, we're gonna cut it right there. Does everyone remember why we do that? Because you're correct, because of the difference in audio levels. I know you were all thinking it. Okay. So we're going to have them cross over and then do a half and half thing. This is where I start talking. You'll see the audio line there. So I'm just going to make sure to cross here. So it starts off loud.
Hey, I didn't see you there.
And do you see that? Immediately you're like, oh, I can hear what he's saying. That's nice. It's good to be able to hear what people are saying. So I'm just gonna raise these audio levels ever so slightly. You don't want them to peak, which is go into the, like if I do that, they're peaking. Anything yellow means it's gonna be fuzzy.
Looks like you're taking off.
So you want it just below there, and you want to be able to hear it. You want any background sounds to be at like 25% of what you're hearing everywhere else or less.
Hey, I didn't see you there. Well, it looks like you're
So round that off a little bit more. And now we've got a really good opener. Now, before we look at any more of the content, we're just going to chop this here at the end. If this part doesn't automatically show up, remember you can always hit Option W and add a little blank space. But what we're going to do now, also you can hit V to make something invisible so you can't hear it or see it anymore. But it's still there. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're going to have it end at the same volume as it began. This is at -1. So we're going to copy that. And I mean, there's a lot of shortcuts I'll explain here. You don't need to remember them all. But if you hold Shift Command V, you're able to put in the attributes or the details about a thing. So instead of dragging, like this one was at -24, that's where this audio is, -23. And this one's at -6. So instead of dragging it manually, I just copy this like I would paste another one. But instead of regular paste, I'm going to click on this and hold Shift Command Paste. And now I can post the volume levels. That's at the volume I want it to end at. So here's what this is like.
Succeed. Okay. See you later.
And we'll have it end right there. How cute is that? Okay, so we'll move it over just a little bit more.
See you later.
I say my last few words.
Okay. See you later.
Beautiful. So we're going to move that over and move this over. So now you're going to hit V again and you should be able to hear it.
Okay. See you later.
And now you have a nice swift conclusion that even can run on a little bit. So we're going to move this. We don't need it for that long. We'll have it end right there. And that's the end of it. So now let's see if there's anything we can do on the inside.
Hey, I didn't see you there. Well, it looks like you're taking off, but before you go, I've got something for you. See?
Cool. I've got some right there. Now, remember, we're doing 80-20, so there's not a whole lot you're going to do. You're going to change the two things that we're looking for in potentials. We'll go ahead and watch it through one time all together. But what you want to keep in mind is based off the goal of the video, right? In this case, it's to have people reconsider coming back in to stay in the community. So you want to be able to illustrate the emotions that you're trying to instill in other people by having your because now that you have the main footage and you have some music, the last two things are sound effects, which is what we'll do at the end if there's space for them. And the first thing, which we're looking at right now, is visuals. Is there something that we can do to alter the visuals so that you're a little bit more keyed in? It doesn't have to be a lot, but there's some things that can make it a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and, like I said, watch it through one time, and then I've already got a couple of ideas cooking that we can do.
But before you go, I've got something for you. See, believe it or not, I actually give a shit that you're making stuff work on Skool. So I'm willing to give you an extra month here for free. I'm totally cool with that. The thing is that in the grand scheme of things, in the psychology of how business works and how life works in general, you kind of always have to feel a little bit of pain in order to make the change happen that you want to see in your life. And so I kind of hope that the $100 a month or the grand a year is just enough pain that you make that transition. But there are always times where life kind of gets in the way. And if you need more time, but you're still serious about it, message me. Just reach out and say, hey, Goose, I need some extra fucking time. And I'm happy to give it to you. So come back when you're ready, or stick around and tell me when you're ready to start paying again. Doesn't matter to me. I'm totally open to it. I just want to see you succeed. Okay. See you later.
Beautiful. So already with the music, it's much nicer. It's much easier to swallow. So we're going to start adding a little bit of visuals. So I have some examples here. One of them is a zoom. I mean, you can grab these things anywhere, or you can do them manually. I can show you really quick. Well, the manual is a little bit, I would always recommend getting just like a Zoom pack or something like that. You can usually find those just about anywhere. Manual is also something you can do. But the point is, you don't necessarily need to know how to do it. the idea is to understand why we're doing it. So again, don't get stuck too much in the minutia of like the technicals. We can always figure that stuff out. We're just understanding what it is that is the 80/20 rule. So we'll grab a zoom in here, which is that one goes for a while. Here's an MKBHD one that works really well. So we'll do this.
Well, it looks like you're.
Perfect.
Hey, I didn't see you there. Well,
Are these
it looks like.
paid? These packs?
Yeah,
Did you pay for these?
I think I got these for like 30 bucks or 40 bucks, something like that.
I was going to say maybe just drop the link to them because sometimes they can be a bit difficult to find.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, if you're using Final Cut and the Mac, the best one by far is where the hell is the chat bar here? Maybe someone can type it for me. It's motionvfx.com.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, they're just the best and they're super cheap. Don't get too caught up with the bells and whistles. You just want, if anything, the zooms, the scrolls, maybe a lower third, but nothing, you don't need like lens flares and shit. That's 20 in the 80/20 thing. This is when we're focused on 80/20, this is just things that are affecting your visuals or affecting your audio, and Motion VFX doesn't really do visuals, like the lightest of visuals.
See you there. Well, it looks like you're taking.
All right, so we're gonna grab this little guy and move it right up here. And also we have a whoosh sound effect. Or actually I think it's in music. Something happened to my audio files. Weird. I'll have to just steal it from my other one for now.
It looks like you're taking off. Believe it or not. There. Well, it looks like you're taking off.
Great. And then we'll just expand it just a little bit.
But before you go, I've got something for you. See, believe it or not.
And then we'll add a little bit of this right here.
Believe it or not, I actually give it. See, believe it or not, I actually give a shit that you're making stuff work on Skool. So I'm willing to give you an extra month here.
All right, and then we're gonna keep things interesting. I'm gonna cut it right there. So that was me pressing B and then clicking here to cut. So immediately I'm gonna go to this and I'm going to do a crop.
Who's canceling for their free month?
Yeah, really. At that point, probably not too many. Let's see. We're gonna do, I think we'll just do a transform actually. So I'll zoom in a bit. This is on a transform. And
Give you an extra month here for free. I'm totally cool with that.
and then we're gonna add. Perfect.
The thing is that in the grand scheme of things, in the psychology of how business works and how life works in general,
Let's go ahead and move that.
Do you put much importance on looking into the lens when
No,
you're recording them? You just
works.
like
I just talk.
vibes.
At this point, I've done it so many times that I now just do it like I would talking to a friend or talking on Zoom even. Is I spent a whole year of my life. It was almost a full year. I had a camera and I would take it with me everywhere and record it. So yeah, I might have the file somewhere, but I would take it into the grocery store and I'd have it running and I would talk to it while I was at the grocery store. I never did anything with it, but it was getting me comfortable, like pretending that it's a person while people are like, "What who the fuck is this guy?" And that level of discomfort helped me be able to do exactly this. So great question, Ryan. It's I literally just keep it like a person. So the eye contact is not as important, except if you're reading from a teleprompter, in which case put the words as close to the camera as possible. And that's pretty much
Yeah.
the only time it ever becomes an issue. But
Another
like
good thing
this,
with like these like little zoom transitions and stuff. They're
Yep.
also really good to when you cut, say you've messed up, you've said, the first part, I made a coffee in the morning, and then you mess up the next part, and the whole sentence is meant to be two things that you have a bit of dead space between. Sometimes these zooms can actually hide your errors that you have in your script as well. So you can use them for that purpose too.
Yeah, great example. Yeah, that's usually what they're used for. But also when you are just making sure that people are engaged, which at this point is not that big of a deal. It's a single take, it's a minute long, but it can't hurt. So this is for the plus for the point of what we're going through here. Those kinds of tricks that you'll usually see, like, hey, we fucked up and we had to mop it up. You can usually just use those things to keep it dynamic. A shift, a tilt, a color change, any of those are always really, really helpful.
An extra month here for free. I'm totally cool with that.
All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut it here. And let's actually go back to the original.
Cool with that. The thing is that in the grand scheme of things, in the psychology, I'm totally cool
Wait,
for
why
free.
did it do that? That's weird. Did I leave it on a Ken Burns? I may have done that.
For free. I'm I'm totally cool. Succeed.
Yeah, it's doing a scroll thing.
An extra month here for free.
Okay, I know what we're
An
doing.
extra month here for free. I'm totally cool with that.
All right, so we're just going to cut on both sides here because see, the mistakes can happen immediately. So we're going to put two cuts, which means that any change that happens will just go right here because it's really easy to get stuck in it. By the way, I'm doing Control Z, which is what takes back everything. That'll work universally. And so now I'm going to pull in and do the same thing that I had before, but just for that part.
An extra month here for free. I'm totally cool with that. The thing
I'm just not sure why it's doing a scroll. I think it still has the Ken Burns thing on. That's why. Yeah.
extra month here for free.
Yeah, Ken Burns, by the way, is what you call, I mean, I imagine that's the name of the dude who invented it, but it's when you have a slow scroll on something, but it's usually for dramatic things. So in this case, I'm just doing a crop, not a Ken Burns.
I'm totally cool with that. The thing is that in the grand scheme of things, in the psychology of how business works and how life works in general, you kind of always have to feel a little bit of pain in order to make the change happen that you want to see in your life.
Beautiful. That one's actually kind of deep. Why not? Let's do a little Ken Burns here. So we'll click above, make sure this is selected, and we're going to have it start on full screen, but end on my face. That's what she said. Okay, so here we go.
The thing is that in the grand scheme of things, in the psychology of how business works and how life works in general, you kind of always have to feel a little bit of pain
Look
in
at how
order to
dramatic
make
that
the
is.
change happen that you want to see in your life. And so I kind of hope that the $100 a month or the grand a year is just enough pain that you make that transition. But there are always times where life kind of gets in the way. And if you need more time, but you're still serious about it, message me. Just reach out and say, hey, pain that you make that transition. But
Okay, we'll do a new thing here. I can probably grab the same one.
there are always times where life kind of gets in the way. And if you need more time, but you're still serious about it, message me. Just reach out and say, hey, Goose.
All right, so I'm going to end at message me, and I'm going to make this have the same position, scale, and crop
for
as
free.
this one here.
Enough pain that you make that transition. But there are always times where life kind of gets in the way. And if you need more time, but you're still serious about it, message me. Just reach out and say, hey, Goose, I need some extra fucking time. And I'm happy to give it to you. So come back when you're ready or stick around and tell me when you're ready. And I'm happy to give it to you.
Okay.
Message me. So come back when you're ready or stick around and tell me when you're ready to start peeing again. Doesn't matter to me. I'm totally open to it. Stick around and I'm happy to give it to you. So
editing editing and like what Goose is doing right now is he's creating a level of like rhythm. It can with adding the music behind and when you like tap your foot to the beat of a song, when you're editing, you can kind of create that same feeling. It's just like, does this feel like it's taking me through this process in this organic way? And when you start to listen to yourself as if it was like a piece of music and with your video, you're actually able to craft something that feels right. You'll notice it when you're editing. It'll be like one, two, and then it'll skip a like beat when you're editing your clips. And so what Goose is doing here is he's just building the rhythm of the video so that way you're engaged the whole time through. Because if you just put just the minute clip, which would suffice as a great clip just to have there because there aren't too many errors with what he's saying and it conveys what he needs to do, it works. But now he's creating rhythm so he can actually keep the retention of the viewer that watches this all the way through. And having these like smaller cuts and adding these visual elements, what that's doing is it kind of ties into what a lot of us are used to these days with like scrolling on Instagram as well. There's enough change that happens that your dopamine is like, oh, like that's fresh and that feels new. And you get this rhythm through the whole clip that you guys are able to uh, feel it when you go through. So when he plays it back, it's like it just feels like there's something always happening. And this is all created just from a one shot in the video. So you're always looking for creating some level of rhythm with your content, and that's what you get when you bring your long form content into the edit room. You can now create that rhythm, that feeling, and that emotion that you're trying to convey.
Yeah, very well said. Exactly. So let's go ahead and round off the last few seconds here. I put a zoom that comes in here at this point and out on this point. Again, you can get them from Motion VFX. I believe the one that I'm using for this is all just MKBHD's pack. So I think that's like 40, 50 bucks, 30 bucks, something like that. It's somewhere within that range. But if you're editing, you're going to use it a lot. So let's play that last bit back.
That's about it. Message me. Just reach out and say, hey, Goose, I need some extra fucking time.
And let's go ahead and make sure that this, just make that a regular crop.
And I'm happy to give it to you.
Oops.
So come back when you're ready, or stick around and tell me when you're ready to start peeing again. Doesn't matter to me. I'm totally open to it. I just want to see you succeed. Okay. See you later.
Beautiful. Now we're going to do the last thing is add these whooshes.
Come back when you're ready, or stick around and tell me when you're ready to start peeing again. Doesn't matter to me. I'm totally open to it. I just want to see you succeed. Okay. See you later.
And then we're just going to make that a little bit quieter. It's a little bit too loud.
Come back.
It's also a bit too loud.
See you
Um,
See you later. Okay. See you later.
I just dropped a link in the chat from MKBHD's team. That is including the motion VFX. So you should be able to find the asset pack in the description of that video, and it's like an 18-minute walkthrough of obviously how they use that and do that. So
come back.
That should point everyone in the right direction.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, man.
It looks like you're taking off.
Okay, great. So now we're done.
See you later.
And we have all the pieces that we need in there.
Later.
The last thing is, what are we at volume-wise? We're all the way up, but I think it's a little bit muted because we're on a call right now, because otherwise this should be pretty loud at 6 decibels. So, it's all finished. Let's go ahead and watch it in full screen. It's fully rendered. So it should be okay.
Hey, I didn't see you there. Well, it looks like you're taking off, but before you go, I've got something for you. See, believe it or not, I actually give a shit that you're making stuff work on Skool. So I'm willing to give you an extra month here for free. I'm totally cool with that. The thing is that in the grand scheme of things, in the psychology of how business works and how life works in general, you kind of always have to feel a little bit of pain in order to make the change happen that you want to see in your life. And so I kind of hope that the $100 a month or the grand a year is just enough pain that you make that transition. But there are always times where life kind of gets in the way. And if you need more time, but you're still serious about it, message me. Just reach out and say, hey, Goose, I need some extra fucking time. And I'm happy to give it to you. So come back when you're ready or stick around and tell me when you're ready to start paying again. Doesn't matter to me. I'm totally open to it. I just want to see you succeed. Okay. See you later.
Beautiful. There was one part that I
That you
didn't
make
like.
that change happen that the $100 a month or the grand a year
I had double dramatic scroll, but I don't like
the
that.
change happen that you want to see in your life. And so I kind of hope that the $100 a month or the grand a year is just enough pain that you make that transition. But there are always times where life
Beautiful. Yep, we're finished. So we have the three most important things: the music, the visual changes, and the sounds that help transition both of those. Does anyone have any questions about any of those things? Cool, really? It's that clear. That's amazing. When I was starting, Jesus, I had maybe we've all just had a lot of experience with it, but that took me a long time to pick up. So usually I'll go over here to Apple devices 1080p and just export at a 85 meg, and it's called the Keepy Keepy vid.
I don't think we're seeing the export window.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me see if I can. I wonder if the music still shares.
This is really good to like see all of these like little technical things because I was like, this is a great idea. I'm gonna do the exact same thing like in my community with
Yeah.
like on DaVinci and stuff and like do an editing thing. So it's good to like go through it with you first and not
Yeah.
and then be able to after like even just like little things like oh the export window won't show because you're sharing a specific window.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. This shit
for
is
free.
nonstop.
I'm
Can you still
totally
hear
cool with
everything?
that. The thing is
Yeah.
that in the
Okay.
grand scheme of things,
The music too, yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So yeah, the way that I export it is I go, oop, I can't see. I export it here. I usually just do 1080. No one needs a 4K anything. And then I hit next, name it. We call this Keepy Keepy vid, and then save. And so now, because it's such a small video, it should upload quite quickly. We'll go up here to the tubes, create a vid, upload. Um, I miss you. All right. Okay. And I think I don't need any of those. Usually when I'm saving these, if it's something that's not going to be a public thing, like a retention video, that's just going to be unlisted. So I'll save this.
If you guys upload public videos, always select the setting that says not made for kids. If you make it for kids, your videos will get absolutely like restricted in terms of like viewership. It's a weird setting because it's like my video is so normal. Of course it's made for kids. Just always have it as not made for kids in the YouTube upload. That way you don't uh, cannibalize your views on your
Yep,
public videos.
exactly. So that should be up shortly. And in the meantime, that's the link that everyone should be able to watch it from. But that is, let me see here. How are we doing on time? I think we're doing pretty good on time, actually. Where's the fifth, right? Yeah, wow, look at that. We finished 15 minutes early, even with all of those errors.
You did the video in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I
You were
always
like, bang, bang, bang.
I always expect it to be like a much more there's always shit that's gonna go wrong, so I'm glad that that extra time was budgeted for that. But yeah, let's oh, Eric, man, I hate that I have to manually accept people in. So, how was that process? Was that helpful? What is still missing? Questions, problems, considerations. Hit me. A lot of this stuff is pretty high level. Like I may have made it look pretty simple, and me and Ryan may have explained these things away as um, a pretty quick endeavor, but they do take some repetition. So that's why we're recording this, so you can look at it and be like, oh, okay, we'll do this a few times. Any questions about that? There we go. Now I
Not
can.
really. That was just really cool. I never added anything to my videos. I never think about music. I never think about Zooms. But watching on that YouTube video, yeah, it's quite literally a YouTube video. That's what it feels like.
Badass, man. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I also have not really seen a whole lot of walkthroughs for that, but I know like I had to learn all the shortcuts by accident. I'd like tip my pinky onto something like, oh, how did that work? And then, I slowly.
The the shortcuts that I would highly recommend actually knowing, and I don't know what the specific ones are for Final Cut Pro, but when you're editing in your timeline, the you want to splice, you want to cut the video at one point. What key is that for Final Cut Pro?
To cut it, that's B. B will turn
B's.
into scissors, and then you just
Yeah, to the blade, and then is it A to go back to
yeah,
the yeah, okay, it's the same as Da Vinci. So you always have your hands on B and A when you're cutting up your initial timeline.
yeah.
Trust, those are the two shortcuts you want. You don't need to know any other ones. Just know those ones just to make it a little bit faster. And then I have like a little bonus if you're happy for me to share in here, Goose. For the people that want to put like text and graphics on top that don't want to figure it out in the platform, I'll show you what I did with my VSL here. So I have these like little
fast and get you results quick.
so I have these like really smooth text animations
Fast and get you results quicker.
So those text animations are actually done inside of Canva. And a lot of people obviously know how to use Canva. And so how you do that, oh my God, Canva's opening up in Thai right now. My fucking God. When it goes to your text animations here, where did everyone go? There we are. This helped me get. I've always wanted to do like really nice visuals, really nice animations with my videos, and this is the fastest way I know how to do it. You'll just come through and say design something for the piece of text that you want. So maybe when Goose is like, I just don't want to see you leave, and this is like the text that we have. So we'll start with this one and go, I don't know why you are leaving. So you start with your text, and doing just text-based stuff is a lot easier than doing this inside of the programs. As someone who's wanted to do After Effects and 3D animation and all of that, you just click the text here and you'll hit effects. No, you hit animation. You hit animate. And it has all of these preset animations right here, and say you want to have ascend. It instantly does it for you. It's like a 5-second animation. After you've done that, if that's what you're happy with doing, then you just hit share, and then you'll just download this as an MP4 video, and then you'll select the page that it's on, and then download, and then just drag that in like a normal clip into your video and overlay it over the top. It's like the fastest way to get any sort of like animation. So like if I want this logo to pop up differently, I like baseline, and then I can change like the speed so it shows up nicely on the screen. So you can like animate everything. And that's how I was able to make my VSL go from something kind of basic to something that looks really, really cool, where people are like, wow, the animations look great. And I'm like, I did them in Canva. So Canva can be like your best friend when it comes to trying to make more animations, just because you can see here, you can add all of these different things to your, like maybe like a nice little pop-up, and then just edit that out. So if you guys are wanting to use that, I highly recommend using Canva just to do some of those extra animations over the top, or use like text in order to have, your thing. Is this showing my Da Vinci screen right now?
No, just Canva.
Okay. because I did that in like all of my ones. I have
Classroom that have everything on the 4 elements.
those things
Sign
there.
up for just
Oh my God, we don't need sweet dreams.
$100 a month, or
So all of these were just
click
done,
the link below, and I look forward to working
like all of those were just done in Canva. So I highly recommend.
what to do. But inherently, all you
And it's like so simple. It's like, oh, that like one piece of text, just go to Canva, put it in, download it, and then you just redrag it into your library. And you can see here, I've got all of those different things here. I did that for like the onboarding side, I think I had. Where is the
solve problems fast, weekly call, what to do.
maybe this version
Click the
doesn't
link.
have it. I had this really cool one that I did. No, that's not it. But yeah, you can like animate all of these like this one's
Year
fun.
on Skool, and I've come to realize that there are only
And it just looks really cool. And I just added a really simple, like a cross dissolve will be your best friend as well. That's like really easy. It just fades it out. So cross dissolve is probably one of the most and this is applicable to all platforms. They'll all have a cross dissolve.
4 elements you need.
And then if your audio sounds kind of weird, you might use a the same effect for it, which is a cross dissolve as well, or to blur your audio together, and then you edit it and play around. So yeah, those are a couple like hotkeys that you want to know, and then use Canva for your graphics because it's so simple. And take my word for it because I've done this for the last like 8 years, and the fact I'm using Canva is like my old editor would be rolling in the grave right now. But use Canva; it will save you so much time, and you'll be able to create something that will look so much better than what you'd be able to do instead of like learning how to do it in here. Because if you pull into like say something like Fusion, for instance, it's like, what the fuck is this? Now we're talking about nodes and all these crazy things. So don't even bother doing that. I just live in this edit part, and yeah, use those tools because they will help you a lot.
Yeah, big time. You've got motion VFX is also a good one when you're trying to do something that is transparent. Canva cannot create anything that has a transparent background.
I
So,
was going to go into that. You can,
oh, did you
but
figure out a way?
yeah, you can download it as a you can download, you just remove the background, and I believe you can still download it as a
Good night,
uh,
Mio.
if I hit download MP4 video,
Yeah.
Transparent background right there.
Do they have a button for it now? Holy fucking shit.
I don't know if they do it for the video side unless I get rid of that and then I'm trying it on mine. MP4 video might not do it, but it's probably a little too technical to do. There's a way that you have to color key out the backgrounds. You put like a bright green background in and just remove it, and then you can do the same thing. But it's a bit too technical for this call, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's we'll keep talking about it. I have to go over a couple of Canva how-tos because there are a few tricks that you can do with that, even for the photos. Ryan's absolutely right. It's probably the thing I use the most outside of Final Cut. So it's
Canva's great. It's so good.
it's incredibly robust. That's like one of the must-haves. In fact, I just updated a sheet in the start here for softwares you need, and Canva is definitely on that list. So
Oh
we'll
yeah.
go through that one here soon. That would be pretty helpful, right? To have like some how to Canva stuff, like a pro. Cool. Yeah, I'll brush up on some of those, see if we have a transparent one. That'd be cool. Oh yeah, there it is. Remove video background. Beautiful. I'm so glad that they have that because yeah, it's a feature that softwares have. I was surprised Canva didn't have it for the longest time, but I haven't checked recently. So
You can do
beautiful.
it. You can do it on Canva. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like it. Jazz said that Canva Pro has
Yeah, I've got Canva Pro, Brian. I think it might have been something maybe recently, but you can you know how you drop your photo in and then you can remove background. You can drop your photo video in now and it'll remove the
Oh,
video
okay. So
background too.
what Jazz is referring to is taking your video like this, putting that into Canva and removing that background. What
Oh,
we're discussing is the animation. So if you make your text animation, for instance, that part of the download you can't do as a transparent background. So you can upload your initial video in and then remove your, like if I wanted to remove everything around me, that's possible. But you can't do the graphics and then remove that background.
Yeah, that's right. Totally different thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, you guys got any more questions about that? Really? I'm surprised. Everyone's so content with it. This is great. Looks like
Actually, I have a quick question.
hit us.
Oh, you want, um, how did you find the how do I say, um, royalty-free music? Because I always have trouble finding the music from the YouTube studio library, audio
Sure.
library.
Yeah.
It takes
Well,
time to find a good one.
yeah, the that's a great question. So, if you go into YouTube,
Uh-huh.
there's a couple of places. I actually use Epidemic Music.
Mm.
I've had them for a long time. Again,
Okay.
another software, but
Mhm.
that's where I've gone. But you can do it for free too if you just type in no copyright music in the YouTube search bar. You'll
Oh,
get,
okay.
yeah, you will get all kinds of options. And if you take that link, sometimes you can download it, like they'll have it in the description of the video, but you can
Mhm.
always take that link and put it into, type into, yeah, exactly. You can do it from YouTube Pro, or you can go onto Google and then
Oh,
type in, YouTube to MP3,
Yeah,
and
I'm
there's a
putting
lot
one
of
up. I'm
software.
putting one up now.
Perfect.
okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So yeah,
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, Y2 Mate is what I use as well.
yeah, I'll show you guys how to use Mate. So like this is so you don't fuck your computer because like when you're pirating like music, for instance, it can be this is showing my whole screen, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Let's do school.
Do you want to become?
Alex Hormozy ended his own career. Let's go. These videos pop off on fucking YouTube. It's crazy. So you'll right click here, you'll hit copy video URL, and then you'll jump into that link I just dropped in the chat. A lot of them work. Y2Mate's the best one, and you can put the link in and you can choose if you want it MP4 or MP3. So MP4 will be video plus audio. If you just want the audio, you can get MP3. When you hit convert though, it will do. Oh, this one's not doing it. Sometimes what happens is when you hit convert or you hit download, another tab will open up and it will be like the weirdest fucking website you've ever been on because it's like they pay for ads once people click this video. So what I recommend doing is like clicking that tab and being like, fuck off. Um, that's the best way to do it. You just don't want that extra site sitting on your computer for like too long. It's not too bad. There's a lot of protection stuff on computers, but once this video converts through, it might do it when I hit download or after it's done it, it might open up a second tab. You don't touch anything on that next tab because it will say things like, oh, download your video here or do this. Just focus and stay on this one specific, like the first one that you open the link that I sent through. I don't know how long it's going to take to convert this video, but yeah. See, like even when it hits like, oh, don't download any of these other things, just hit like back and try it again or do something different. Sometimes links won't work, but you just kind of got to play around with it and figure it out because it's not like a full thing. But one thing that YouTube has, which I didn't really realize until like a few days ago, if you've got YouTube Pro, you can just hit download here and you can just download it based on whatever settings that you want. Oh, you can actually do it for this. So for music, for instance, you can just hit download direct from YouTube. There we go. You don't need Y2Mate to download music anymore. So we just downloaded it direct from YouTube. This will open up
Well, no, I think
a
that downloads
file.
into, can you download it onto the desktop? I
Yeah,
I think
it's right here. So that, oh no, that's
no,
Calvin.
I think that download button actually just lets it be so you can play it even if you don't have internet connection.
Oh. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So you
like if you're
still got to
boarding
do
a plane.
I get it. Because I was talking to Sam the other day and I was like, bro, I want the Season of Madness video. And he's like, just download it from YouTube. I'm like, that doesn't work. Um,
Yeah, you have to do it this way with the Y2
yeah,
main thing.
yeah. So find a site that works like this. Usually ones that look like they've been put together by someone, some like half decent professional is the best way to go.
Yeah, because some of them are scammy. Yeah, I'll post this one because this is the one that is legit. Cool. Fantastic, dudes. All right. Well, hey, that was it. That was our basics in editing. I'll go ahead, Eric, you were a little bit late. Sorry that you didn't get to see the juicy stuff. But I'll go ahead and post that video, the two videos that we edited together, so you can see what those look like. And when the next Canva, probably the next one will be going over Canva so that we can then come back and revisit this, potentially Descript as well. I'll go ahead and make sure that everyone knows that we can do this. Ryan, thank you very much too for helping me run the show and add some extra little nuggets in there. That was very helpful.
No stress. It was fun. I recently just beat my PTSD of video editing where I used to, it's like the one thing, like my ADHD would always come through just in the editing room. It's like very specific. It's like I can't get videos done. And so I woke up the other day and was like, this VSL must be finished. And I got into the edit room and it felt really good and to go back through all of it. But yeah, I've done it quite a lot over the recent years. I've used every editing program known to man. And it's fun to jump into more of like a tutorial space and obviously just add some value to people as well. Um, it's a lot of fun once you get your head around kind of the initial process. And yeah, good luck to everyone that's going to jump in and start editing it. I just recommend do not leave your computer until that thing is done. Like, otherwise, you will have this graveyard of fucking files that sit there and these amazing ideas that you have. It's just like, just make it, just do it. Don't sleep, just finish the video.
No graveyard.
Um, yeah. And then obviously upload it to Captivate clients as well so we can all check it out and add some like, oh, hey, like you could change this here or do that. It'd be so easy for Goose and I to jump on a quick like Loom video and just explain like, oh, just cut this section out here, and I think that will flow a bit nicer as well. So after you guys are finished, maybe jump in. I'd love to see what you guys come up with as well.
Yeah, that'd be badass. I'd love it. It's always good to have the courage to post that stuff for others to see in the community and then be like, all right, I think it's good shit. I'll toss it out there.
Sophie had a really good line on that the other day. It was if you're not comfortable enough to post it with us, then how are you ever going to be comfortable enough to do it for your own community?
That's right. That's a really good point. Go so, dude. All right, you guys. Well, hey, thank you very much for your time. I love you all, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Peace.